Hey, it's Jim, and welcome to a new set of videos I plan on doing. Starting next week, I'm going to try to do two horror reviews or two sci-fi reviews every week. I hope you enjoy. I'm going to try to keep them really, really, really short. Anyway, my first one will be Lords of Illusion, the 1995 Clive Barker film. It's a pretty good movie. If you haven't checked it out, you have to see it. Little backstory on how I got this. I was at Movie Stop. I was picking up some movies I pre-ordered, which were King Kong versus Godzilla and King Kong Escapes, and I was just browsing around, and I found this, for $3, which is unique as a because this one, the original DVD or the original print, kind of it's kind of out of print. I know there's another version of this, pretty much the same disc, just different cover. So anyway, like a lot of Clive Barker stuff, it's based on something he's based on one of his books or stories. I think the movie is based on a short story. The character played by Scout Bakula is, I think, based on two novels that he's written. I'm not sure. I need to read them. The beginning of the movie takes place in the early '80s, and Swan, by the looks of it, it's a cop or something, or not. Anyway, they go down to this like abandoned place out in the middle of the desert, and uh, there's this weird illusion guy who's got this little girl chained up, and apparently he's gonna kill her or torture her or something. Anyway, that uh, Swan's character goes there to save the girl, and of course, all this shit happens, and then it fast forwards to 1995, I believe, and of course he's now an illusionist. He's kind of like basically like a showrunner in Vegas type thing. And of course, something happens, and I'm not going to ruin it. And it just basically you see this other guy who, for one, I guess, is the kid from the beginning of the movie, not the little girl, the other kid, the like teenager kid. I can't think of his name. I think his name's Butterfly or something. But he the the people that were with Swan at the beginning of the movie back in the early '80s that helped you know track down this girl and all this stuff. He's got one of them, I believe, and he just killed one of them, and another one gets hit by a car and shit like that. But he's basically the main protagonist of the movie, and he wants to resurrect the guy from the beginning, the one that tortured or captured the little girl. Also, let me talk about the cast. The main character is played by Scout Bakula, who is from Quantum Leap, and I remember him from, I think the show was Chuck. It used to be on NBC a few years ago. He played the main character's dad, and the guy who plays Swan, Kevin J. O'Connor, he's he's been in quite a few things. I know he was in The Mummy. He played the main henchman in The Mummy, and he was in Deep Rising. I think he played Igor in Van Helsing. I like quite a few of his stuff. Deep Rising. I used to watch that movie a lot as a teenager, and uh, Van Helsing, which I haven't seen in maybe like 6 or 7 years. I don't remember if it was any good or not. And also his wife, can't seem to find her name. She was the main villain in, or not the main villain, but she was one of the villains in GoldenEye, and she was in the X-Men movies. And I think she was also in Deep Rising. I'm not sure, but I don't know about the movie. It's a very good movie. I think you should check it out. Like Clive Barker's other stuff, it's very got a unique visual to it, and it's very, very weird. This is of course a horror movie that came out in the '90s. Not that many horror movies from the '90s I care that much for, but yeah, this is one. The main ones I care about are mostly sequels. Like Child's Play 2, Halloween 6 and 7. This and Nightbreed are coming out from Scream Factory later this year, and I cannot wait for those. I've never seen Nightbreed. I'm been considering, buy the theatrical version from Amazon because that the theatrical version is owned by Warner Brothers, so there's a good chance it won't be on the Screen Factory set because Warner Brothers doesn't like to license their stuff, even if they don't give a shit about it. Also, I want to rant about the DVD case. If you, I know you can't see it, which is good, probably. There's a screen cap on the bottom. There's two of them, one for the menu and one for the scene selection. This movie came out in 1998 when DVDs were still new. But the screen cap for the scene selection is the last four chapters. And, you know, if you get this DVD or anything, try to avoid it. My advice is just wait for the Blu-ray. Uh, I was able to try to avoid it because I saw that the ending credits screen cap right there on the bottom, so I tried my best not to look at it. Also, the about the DVD, it like I said, it came out in 1998, which is the early days of DVD, and it includes quite a few stuff, even for a horror movie that came out in the early days of DVD. It includes deleted scenes and audio commentary, an isolated music score, which I really don't care that much for, an original theatrical trailer. There's only like what four deleted scenes that didn't make it into the director's cut. There's one which I'm glad they cut out, where the main female character is watching TV and it's a tarantula crawling on a girl's neck. I'm glad they cut that out. Yeah, if you haven't figured, I'm a real bad arachnophobia. Also, what I like about these MGM early DVDs is that they always included a booklet, which kind of gave you inside the making of the movie. Uh, this Child's Play and what was it, Silence of the Lambs. I'm pretty sure quite a few others. And the about the special effects, they're pretty well done. I'm not a big fan of CGI in horror movies, but there is one thing in here that I did like with the a CGI body, and uh, let's just say it's involved in something, and the skin keeps getting ripped off or whatever, and it looks pretty good. I will admit that for CGI, this is in still the early days of CGI. Movie, I would give a I guess out of five and four. I really liked it. For a '90s horror movie, it's pretty good. So anyway, that's it. I hope you enjoyed. Hope I didn't go on too long. I know I didn't go that much into the movie, but uh, my advice: check it out. Uh, I guess you can say I would wait for the Blu-ray that's coming out later this year because apparently it's going to include the theatrical version. Well, there is one thing that they added to this, which is really, really disturbing. Uh, the minions of the main villain in the movie, like I said, it started out in the '80s and goes on until 1995, and the minions, they have families, and when they hear word that they trying to resurrect him, uh, they all kill their families and then leave, and that's really disturbing because they had wives, they had kids. Yeah, creepy but awesome. I don't not for real life, just in for a movie. I like it when something disturbs me, and not that many stuff disturbs me. Oh no, check it out, and I hope you enjoyed this review. Like I said, I'm gonna try to do at least two videos a week. This is gonna be one for this week and two more next week.